What is going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us on another Monday night GG Sports Podcast live stream. We are in the heart of the playoffs right now. Divisional weekend is over. Moving on to championship weekend. And though our Minnesota Vikings aren't playing, we were still able to watch the 49ers take care of the hated division rival Green Bay Packers. Beautiful sight to see. And now they got another shot to help us out even more this upcoming Sunday by taking out the Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship game. It's going to be a real fun game to watch. Jamie, how are we doing this evening?
We are doing good. We're doing good. We're doing great with the 49ers taking out the Packers, though. Great with that. And, I mean, it's a storybook ending for us Viking fans with, Jordan Love pulling his best 2009 Brett Favre impression and going out that way, which I kind of, I have some cards of him that I actually have on eBay right now. And I was trying to time them right or whatever. And just, I mean, my plan was for them to lose and then try to get as much value as I can because his value is up. Jordan Love's value is up right now. But I didn't need him to lose that way as far as like how my cards go, because I'm sure that's going to bring it down a little bit. But hey, whatever. But hey, let me do some shout outs here because we got the comments going here. We got our boy Gary in the building, keeping me waiting, costing you boys a beer. My bad, Gary. My bad, Big Gary. Like costing us a beer as far as like you buying us a beer, like you're gonna buy one less beer for us, or how's that gonna work?
That's the way I take it. That's unfortunate.
Hey, speaking about beer, my guy AJ, I grabbed a beer from my guy last time. What up, AJ? Glad to see you in here, bro. We got Skull for Life Barber up in the building. Let's go. Hey, Purple Pocket Podcast, Vocal Vike, Rap in the building. My guy right here. What is going on, Rap? What's going on? So a couple things right away here. So again, last week, like I said, I didn't have a lot of cards going for the giveaway, or I didn't have many Viking cards left. I still don't. I did buy some Ivan Pace Jr. rookie cards, so hopefully I'll have them by our next show and we can give away some of those. But for all you Timberwolves fans out there, I do got an Anthony Edwards rookie card that we are going to give away today. So get those hashtag skulls in the comments, like the video if you haven't already, and if you know, I don't care if you're a Timberwolves fan or not, if you know, this is the future. This guy's the future of the franchise, NBA not just our franchise, but the NBA in general. And every rookie card of his is going to be like LeBron James someday. So definitely want to get those if you can. But get those hashtag schools in there. Get those hashtag schools.
Absolutely.
Anyways, and plus, by the way, I know there's 8 people in here. How many people we've had? 4 people mention something. Let's get some comments. The other 4 people in here who's watching right now. Jump in. Hey, Sarah's in with the hashtag skull. What's up, Sarah?
Packers fans in here, we want to hear your thoughts on your team's loss.
Yeah, I know. I don't think a lot of Packer fans are going to be showing up today.
I don't think so. But yeah, you never know. You see Green Bay in title line, you might hop in. Who knows?
Yep, hit that like button. Get those hashtag skulls in. Chandler would flip for that card.
Well, then you know what to do. You know what to do, Gary. You're on a roll. You're on a roll.
Let's go. So anyways, back to these games. Yeah, obviously the Packer game rolled out exactly how we needed it to. Jordan Love, who is not, I said the best Brett Favre impression, but ends up might being the best Daniel Jones impression. It sounds immediately when that game was over, it sounds like the Packers are gonna, plan on keeping him around for the long term. So he's going to get himself a big deal, which honestly, unfortunately, it sucks to say. He looked good out there. Terrible play, terrible decision at the end of the game. But for the rest of the game,
yeah,
he looked pretty good.
He's been slinging it for like the last half of the regular season.
Yeah. Hey, but he's still, I mean, that was brutal. That decision was brutal.
Absolutely. And we got another Carlson missing a big time kick that helped us out as well here.
Yeah.
That was not great. I mean, did you hear the line that Matt LaFleur or what Collinsworth had said about was it Collinsworth in that game? No, it wasn't. That was Fox, wasn't it? Whose game was that? The Packer game. It was Fox, right? Yeah, it was Greg Olsen. Yeah. But did you hear what Matt LaFleur's comment was about Andrew Carlson? Did you hear that? Where basically he said, anytime I send him out there, I just pray. Imagine you're a kicker. Imagine your coach saying that about you. Like, anytime I send him out there, I just pray that he's going to make it. Like, That's not a very ringing endorsement, and that's kind of
Dude,
unfortunate. See, hey,
that's
I got my
crazy.
49ers drink here tonight too. You know, it's
Let's
49ers
go.
fans now.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, I'm live at 9 p.m. Eastern. Everybody in here is watching now and after the fact. Definitely pop in. Go subscribe to Vocal Vike, Purple Pocket Podcast, and watch his live videos. He is the best in the game, in my opinion, when it comes to his live stream. So definitely should go do that. Yeah, dude. I mean, that whole situation obviously rolled out well. It, seeing some heartbreak. I mean, can be a kind of a petty individual. When it comes to, I'm not a petty person in general, but when it comes to sports and the teams that I just don't like the Packers, obviously anyone in our division, really. Hey, what up, Joey? Any of that kind of stuff. Like, we've dealt with so much heartbreak where, when I see like the Packers go down like that, it just makes me laugh and smile a little bit, which is, though, I don't know how you should feel about it, but
I do gotta say I am very concerned for this weekend because the 49ers,
right, AJ?
The 49ers did not look good on Saturday. Their offense was whatever. Brock Purdy kind of proved again, and I think people have said this about Brock Purdy for a while, and it's kind of a thought that I had, is that he's very much 2017 Case Keenum-like, to where when that defense is on and he's playing with a lead, he can be one of the best quarterbacks in the game. But if you need him to bring you down from 2 scores, he's just not going to be able to do it. And this weekend he did bring them down from deficits. So you got to give him credit there. He made the throws when he had to make those throws, but it was not a pretty game for Brock Purdy. But at the end of the day, like, that's what makes great quarterbacks great. I'm not saying he is necessarily great, but that's what puts quarterbacks up into the upper echelon, is when they're able to guide their teams to victories when it mattered. And that's exactly what he did at the end of the game. Obviously, with the help of Christian McCaffrey, got to give the credit where credit is due. Without Christian McCaffrey, that offense, even with Deebo Samuel, does not operate. Yeah.
And that's a good point. There's no Deebo Samuel there, but no. And that's the thing with Brock Purdy, again, like you said, like, I mean, honestly, if you come up at the end of the game, like there's like a thing about like, so there's a guy named, I can't think of his name. He was like the trainer for Michael Jordan and Kobe and Dwayne Wade, and he has a book called what is it? Not Resistance. Something Glover. Tim Glover. Anyway, so what he has is pretty much as he characterizes like athletes in like specific areas. So he has like, the closer, which a lot of people like, the guy that can create big shots. And then you have, I forgot what they have ones that where you're just like a role player and stuff like that. But he says like the Michael Jordans or the Anthony Edwards, who we're giving away, anybody that's doing here, we're giving away an Anthony Edwards rookie card today. So get those hashtag skulls in. So where was I going with that though? Oh, so he calls them a cleaner or whatever. And those are the guys who they don't allow the games to get to the point where you have to be clutch. Like they're like Michael Jordan, like he's so good because he is clutch, but most of the time he's going to beat your ass by 20. So it doesn't come down to those games. And obviously, so that's what you see out of like some of the great quarterbacks. Obviously in football is a little bit different because it's a team sport, but like you'll see Mahomes do that, even Tom Brady, who, they just dominate teams. And with Brock Purdy right here, but I would say like being a closer is obviously an important part, and that's what Brock Purdy showed you, and that he has that aspect. But that's the one thing about him yet is, I mean, obviously in these big games, without, it shouldn't have came down to that with this talented team, and Brock Purdy didn't put him in position to win anyways. But when it came down to it, he came down and won that game for him. So I guess that's overall what I'm trying to say is like, that's the thing you want to see from Brock Purdy more before people put him into that next level is, this game they probably would have lost, but he ultimately did win it, but it shouldn't have came down to that area. No, he just played bad football in a big stage.
And he threw some two that should have been picked off. One should have been returned to the house for a defensive touchdown. So
yeah.
And he's going against.
Hey, what up, Julian? Defense. Welcome in.
He's going against a Lions defense that I don't think is as good as the Packers. Like, they have pieces, right? They have Aiden Hutchinson. They have Aleem McNeil. They have Anzalone at linebacker, Brian Branch back there, CJ Gardner-Johnson's decent, but like this defense is beatable. So I think I don't think they have nearly as good of a defense as the Packers, but I think they have a better and more clutch offense than the Packers do as being the Lions. So I really do think that they're going to give the 49ers a run for their money. I still think the 49ers do find a way to pull it out, but I think it's going to be a very tense football game for us Vikings fans to be watching on. Because that the thing with the Lions offense is in the playoffs, when they've needed to make a play, they have made the play. And that's kind of what worries me the most with them is like they just seem Jared Goff is playing with a confidence we haven't seen him play with in years. And he's got Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2 stud running backs. Even Sam Laporta, who even with the knee injury is still solid too. So it's going to be the 49ers is going to be a tough matchup. And it's a 49ers defense that has not looked to be itself the past month of the season.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. So hopefully they do show up. And I want to say that I think the Lions went and got Zach Ertz today.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be in the mix there as well. And he's another, obviously, very reliable guy for Jared Goff to have even going forward. So, I mean, yeah, I do think that's what we need. I mean, that's what this game is going to come down to. It's going to be on the 49ers defense. If they show up and Joey Bosa shows up and they put pressure on Jared Goff, that's how you beat that team. And then obviously as well, like in the passing game, like Debo is going to be, Brock Purdy is going to have a huge part of this because Detroit Lions have the best running defense in the entire NFL, and you're going to need a little bit more of relying a little bit less on CMC, and you're going to be, relying more on Brock Purdy in his arms. So hopefully Debo does show up. But I wanted to circle back to that Tampa Bay Lions game because that was an interesting ending with what happened when they kneeled the ball down with like 35 seconds and 3rd and 14 or whatever.
And what's their coach's name?
Bowles.
Todd Bowles. His Bowles.
I should be.
Right.
It should be.
I mean, his explanation was shit too.
Yeah, I know, right?
What he had said was that if we called the timeout there, they're going to kick a field goal. We were just delaying the inevitable. It's like it'd have been a 48-yard field goal, and if they missed that, you basically have the ball at midfield
with 35 seconds left.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right. And Baker threw the 2 interceptions, sure, but Baker was slinging it yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Mike Evans was a stud in this game. So that's like the one thing is like, how do you literally get either? I think they didn't realize. I don't know how you don't, but they didn't realize. And he was, I feel like you were, I don't know what you say. If you're a coach and let's say you just didn't realize, like you just were thinking the game's over. You didn't realize you had a timeout. You didn't know it was 3rd down. Like, do you think you're better off being honest at the press conference, or are you better at like lying and say, I don't know if he did lie, but I'm assuming, because I think though, like coming out and saying like, oh, we think the game was just over anyways, and you're in the 2nd round of playoffs seems, that seems pretty fucking pathetic.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
That was my thought as well. So I don't know. It was really weird. Yeah, it was definitely a weird ending to that game. But this weekend though, outside of the first half was good, but this weekend outside of the Houston and Baltimore game, it was a really, really good weekend of football. Every single one of those games was super entertaining to watch, and that's the whole point of playoff football. Like, the wild card weekend was disappointing, but this weekend was a ton of fun.
Hey, what up, Sodak?
Sodak.
Sodak's in the building.
So I see that comment. I hope the 49ers win to the Lions because the Lions can't win a Super Bowl before us. Would you rather? I would like to see the Lions get all the way there and then just get absolutely boat raced in the Super Bowl. So that they can at least start the over Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I haven't even seen. I've still never seen the Vikings in a. None of us seen a Vikings in unless you were born in the freaking, or unless you were alive. Which there's some people in here were alive in the early 70s. But I was not. I was 20 years early.
I wasn't even swimming yet. Come on now.
Yeah, so no, I don't want the Lions to trump us at all in my lifetime. No, I want them to get their ass whooped right now. I'd rather see the 49ers there. I think it'll be better. I don't even want to see the Lions have a chance. So I'm really hoping. My bad, Gary. Dude, there's nothing wrong with it. Hey, at least you're the one who's seen at least seen a Super Bowl before. That's something I've never done.
I've never knowingly
I've never seen any championship.
I've never seen a championship. The Twins were before I was born.
Yeah, other than the Lynx, of course.
So we haven't seen a championship.
Yeah, not even losing one. We haven't
Right.
even saw us lose one. So I don't want to see the Lions lose one before us. You know?
If we're gonna lose it, I want to
Screw
see
the
it first.
Lions. Yeah, if anyone's gonna lose in the Super Bowl first between us and the Lions, it's gotta be us.
Yes. Oh
100%.
goodness. But
Yeah. So yeah, no, I want the 49ers to whoop them. So I'm kind of at this stage, like I'm rooting for the 49ers to make the Super Bowl. And then I mean, going into some of these other games, you got shout out to Delvin Cook and the Ravens. Even though I liked, obviously Stroud had an amazing season. It was obvious like the Ravens should win this game. They proved that they are this team, and Lamar Jackson, another win in the playoff win under his belt.
I'll be the first to admit, like you know how I was about Lamar Jackson. The people saying he needed a receiver are legit. Like now that he finally has a guy who's looking like he's going to be his number one receiver, and then you can take like guys like Rashad Bateman, Nelson Aguilar, Odell Beckham, and kind of fill him in behind there. And Isaiah Likely's a really good tight end. They get Mark Andrews back this week. Lamar Jackson.
They do? Mark Andrews is coming back?
I believe they said he's eligible to come off IR.
Oh man, I didn't even know that. Holy. Mm-hmm. And then Delvin Cook. I mean, Delvin Cook was kind of the same thing. He either
20-yard run, dance, lose 5. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But hey, I think we're gonna see.
Delvin, I remember.
I think that's still a thing they don't have on that team.
Fresh legs too, because he didn't get basically no run with the Jets. So
Lions won't be very good next year. They suck at winning, so it's just a matter of time before they revert back to This is like their one and done. This is like a one and done deal for them.
This too. Yeah, they're going to lose both offense, and we saw what losing offensive and defensive coordinators did to the Eagles.
Eagles, yeah,
killed them. But yeah, so that I think that's gonna be Then going to the Buffalo Kansas City game, I feel bad for Buffalo. Like they just can't, no matter what, they just can't seem to find a way to get it done, and it's
hard against Patrick Mahomes, man. And then, of course, Travis Kelce, who's been kind of a no-show for the last, 6 weeks, goes in and scores 2 touchdowns, all that stuff. Taylor Swift.
I'm so tired of this.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you're going to see Taylor Swift holding up a Lombardi trophy.
Literally every
middle
time.
Of the field. She's getting in a Super Bowl ring.
Every time there's a decent play by a Chiefs player, they have to show her. It's like, what did she do? Cool. Just because she's going down on Travis Kelce. Like, come
on. Yeah, dude. No, so that's interesting. And then, but that's the thing with Buffalo is like, they're against Kansas City. And it's an interesting situation because it is weird how expectations change. And obviously the Lions, they'd be so happy to be in the situation that the Buffalo Bills have, where you're getting to the NFC champ, or either the NFC championship or the divisional round every single year. And then you're not making it past. So it's to the point now, it's what do you do? And I know you text me about Bill Belichick potentially going there, but it's crazy to think and the same thing with the Eagles and the same thing with the Cowboys, who are bringing back Mike McCarthy, and they're just going to run it back, which we'll see how that works. But yeah, where was I going with all that? Just the expectations and knowing hey, you could get potentially fired because you're just not taking that next step. That's how much playoffs really don't fucking matter, because who gives a shit about playoffs if you can't win the Super Bowl, to the point where you can make playoffs and go to the AFC divisional round or championship every year, and it's not good enough.
Well, I mean, and it's like with the Bills though, it's because this team, yes, they were decimated by injuries on defense, and obviously offense, not having Gabe Davis out there hurt them as well. But this team with Josh Allen at quarterback,
what up?
And weapons at receiver. Which, by the way, we got to talk about one receiver we all know very, very well after we're done talking about just the game in general, because that's a story in its own right there. But this team should be good enough to obviously if you go to the divisional round 2 years in a row and you got a young quarterback, this is it. This is our building block. But eventually we do got to take that next step. The Bills have been there how many times to the divisional round since Josh Allen became a good quarterback?
I don't know for sure, but it's got to be.
They made one conference title game. 4. They made it to the division round multiple times, lose to the Chiefs, whatever. Yeah. But something just feels there. And I'm surprised. I personally think that the coach, I think McDermott might be let go here. I don't know. It just feels like something just isn't right. And like you said, if you keep running it back and you keep getting to that same spot, right? Divisional round, you have a Josh Allen at quarterback, and you have weapons along the receiver room, and you have talent on defense, but you just can't break through what is Like, you've switched offensive coordinators, you switched defensive coordinators. What is the plan? What do you do? And to me, it does come down to coaching, and just that's the next move to make, because you're not getting rid of Josh Allen, right?
Yeah, it's not Josh Allen. I mean, in that game, Josh Allen. I mean, he looked really good in that game.
He did, yeah. So I mean, at some point, like, what do you do? And one of the things, a major turning point in this game, oh Jesus.
I'd rather see Jamie and Casey naked than have to look at Taylor Swift one more fucking time during a football game, and definitely don't want to see them naked.
That's fair.
I think we can definitely make one of those things happen for sure. I don't know about the Taylor Swift thing though.
But anyway, a major turning point in that game last night, which segues me into the other thing I want to talk about here, was, and you said Josh Allen played well, threw a beautiful, beautiful deep ball to Stephon Diggs. Hits him right in the hands, and he drops it. What happened to Stephon Diggs second half of the season is like,
dude,
do
you think he's just like checked out?
That is absolutely insane to me, just how much of a non-factor that guy's been for the last month. Not even. It's been like halfway through the season. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Honestly, he's just not stepping at all. I think he might just be checked out. I don't know. I mean, obviously, all the rumors going off.
That's a huge play. That'd have been a huge play for the Bills.
Huge.
Game-altering play right there. In a three-point game? They lost by 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
After Tyler Bass, wide right on the kick.
Yep. Yeah, dude. I don't know what's going on with him. And it's crazy. And that's the thing is, like, now the Bills are in a situation where they need better pass catchers. Because if Diggs I don't know what's going to happen with him. Something I feel like is going to happen with him this offseason, and they're going to be desperate to go and find somebody else. And I know one player that could be is come back to the Vikings and give Too Evil what he wants. Nah, I'm just kidding. We ain't doing that. I ain't even gonna say it. One thing I wanted to bring up right here, and I'll come back to what Gary asked above us, but you guys see the sign the Vikings was holding kind of fucked up. I'm bringing up right now. Yeah, this one.
I mean, like, again,
so it took me a second. It did take me a second to be like, all right, what are they talking about? And then once I'm like, oh,
like, obviously it was the Dan Campbell bite a kneecap, get knocked down, stand back up, bite the other one, get back down, hung out like that. Like, it was obviously his weird speech in his introductory press conference. But the fact that they chose us as the other team, we weren't even we were in contention, but like, obviously there's something to that sign, especially because obviously the Rams make sense. But us being on there, like why? You know?
Yeah, it doesn't. And that was like week 16, right? Yeah. Week 16. It didn't even make sense. So obviously, maybe the NFL probably didn't understand what it was doing, but the fan who wrote that knew what could be taken
from it. And they're probably sitting there too. Like, their excuse was like, "Oh, we're going to talk about it's just the Dan Campbell thing that he said." But like, in reality, we all knew what that Lions fan meant when they made that sign. Come on now.
Too Evil. The sign is kind of funny. It's fucked up. I mean, I would say, I don't know. It's like,
we all knew what they were going for.
Yeah,
they can say all they want, but no, that's not what it meant. We all know.
I mean, it was, I don't know. It was pretty savage. Especially it was kind of, I mean, the fact that NFL retweeted it, that part was kind of funny.
And JJ retweeted it too and just said, like, this ain't cool.
Yeah. I was going to say, Too Evil. No, not giving away the hats yet. But we are giving away a Anthony Edwards rookie card because I ran out of the Vikings ones officially. I do have some Ivan Pace Jr. rookies on the way. But tonight we're going to give away the Anthony Edwards Future of the NBA rookie card. So get the hashtag Skulls in the comments for that. Like the video if you haven't already. I know there's 16 people in here. We have 11 likes. So appreciate that big time. But get those hashtag Skulls in here.
So how are we feeling moving forward into championship weekend? Like, obviously we've kind of talked about Bill. Obviously we've kind of talked about
the Vikings are the most cursed.
Vikings, Bills. Who else?
I mean, you could say that the Lions just suck. It's kind of hard to call them cursed.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they finally made playoffs and they've made it this far, they're not really cursed. They're just trash. There's a difference. I think we've had the most heartbreaks of all time. I mean, we started the merger with like, what is it, 2 or 3 Super Bowl losses? I don't know, but it's not a good fucking start as far as the heartbreak stuff goes.
Right.
Hey, GG, tap into my live at 8:10. It's my bad tap. And hey, for sure, everybody in here, if you're not subscribed to In the Zone podcast, you're missing out here, and you definitely should go over there and subscribe and tap into his show at 8:10. Zoe's our guy. Nice to see you in here, man.
Zoe is the city buzzing? I'm sure.
Yeah, what's going on?
It's gotta be annoying that the city's buzzing.
What's going on? Actually, we'll ask Zoe. What's going on in Detroit with the Lions and Steve? What's going on with the Packers?
Steve, I'm sorry. That was a heartbreaking loss, but it's one of those losses that you leave it, you're disappointed.
Yeah, dude, I'll tap in for sure, Zoe. I'll tap in for sure.
You still feel a little good that your team made a run, and that unfortunately it's looking like you have your next franchise quarterback, which sucks for me and everybody else.
Any bro hit a blunt, I'm watching. Yeah, dude, I'll tap in. You said 8:10 Central.
I'm worried about Jordan Love. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm gonna say I am, but hey, obviously he's a choker, so we got that going for us. Steve, it's all good, bro. Hey,
no matter what, the Packers beat all expectations.
Other than the last throw, he looked pretty good. Pretty good.
Back to your question though. So yeah, we're talking. Obviously, we both. I mean, actually, you didn't. Actually, again, of course, Casey says he'd like to see the Lions in the Super Bowl.
Only if they lose it though.
Yeah. I want the 49ers to win this week for sure. So one of us do at least. Nothing right now. 8:10 Eastern. Okay, so set. Okay, I got you. So actually, what time is it right now? It's 7:30. So, okay, so pretty soon here. Yeah, I'll hop in right when we get off here. Anyway, so, Kansas City, Ravens.
That's going to be a really good football game. I don't know, man. The Ravens just look like the more complete team to me. I think right now, obviously, Patrick Mahomes just comes alive when he has to. Same thing with Travis Kelce. Those receiver wise, Rashee Rice is coming around. Defensively, they're still solid this year. I mean, one of their best years on defense in a long time. Like, this is probably, outside of not having receivers, this is probably one of the better, most well-rounded Chiefs team we've seen. But the fact that I guess, would you call Rashee Rice a number one receiver at this point? I mean, he's their number one receiver.
But he's there. I'm not ready to. He could be.
Right.
He could be.
If this team had a just legitimate number one option at wide receiver, they would be legitimately unbeatable. Like, the fact that Mahomes, and I'm getting, it's the way that it always works. Like, when that new team is kind of on the rise, like a team that hasn't won in a while, and they come and they get a really good player that people like, and they win a championship. You're like, you know what? I feel pretty good for that team. Like, good for them. And then they win a second one. You're like, okay. And then they just keep being good, and they get all the media coverage. And then the media coverage is what takes like the fan perspective of them being a non-annoying new up and coming team. Then they just go right back down to the bottom. It's like, God, I hate this team. I'm so sick of them. Let's get some new blood in here. And it just keeps kind of rotating. But you can't, like, as much as you want to feel that way about the Chiefs, you have to sit there and look at Patrick Mahomes. Just be like, You can't question that the guy just gets it done. Sometimes with the help of the officials, but overall, when he has to get it done, he just gets it done. But to me, this just feels like the Baltimore Ravens year. Like, it's just everything that they do, offense, defense. This is a really well-rounded football team. I wouldn't mind seeing them win it. I'm a huge John Harbaugh fan. Like, he's one of the most consistent coaches in the league. So I don't know. To me, Baltimore just feels like the favorite.
And then obviously the last time they won a Super Bowl, it was against the 49ers. So it could be another rematch between Baltimore and the 49ers again. So that'll be interesting. That's the thing. Back with the Kansas City stuff that's the thing about Patrick Mahomes. Like, I don't mind it. Like, I know there's a lot of people who probably hate, especially with the Taylor Swift, all that stuff, but don't want to see Kansas City win again. But I like when there's talent that comes out like Patrick Mahomes, even with Tom Brady. Like, I always kind of rooted for Tom Brady against other, just because he was so great.
Right.
Like, I wanted to witness that greatness. And I kind of feel the same way with, even though he's not my quarterback. If it was for the Packers, fuck no. But because it's a team I don't care about, Like I like to witness
Right.
great. It'd be awesome to see Mahomes come in here and become the greatest quarterback ever and witness something like that, you know?
And
So I kind of root for him in that way. But I like Lamar Jackson and I like Baltimore Ravens. And honestly, I'm with you. I think I would like to see Lamar win a Super Bowl. Just so then, honestly, mostly so then all the people who constantly trash him and constantly trash running quarterbacks and constantly say that Lamar can never make it past the second round of playoffs, all that stuff, it'd be I think it'd be a win. I've been always more towards the side of like the guy like Lamar. I like Lamar Jackson, so I like him to shut some mouths up, I think.
But then it's funny how you mentioned like seeing greatness, and I do think there is like that weird like middle dip. Like again, new guy comes into the league, lights it up. Like you're looking at potential greatness here. Then they get a little old in the middle, and then as they get a little older, and like you start to like realize like we are witnessing history with this guy, then I think that it kind of turns in the favor again, because it's like that. It's like I'm sick of him here, but then once they come back up here, like, well, I'm witnessing greatness here. Like you may never see a guy like this again in the league, so I'm just gonna sit here. I'm just gonna enjoy it and not let it bother me that they just keep winning and they keep getting all this national media coverage, because you are literally witnessing potentially one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game of football. So
yeah,
it does kind of just like there is kind of a curve with it.
Right, dude, 100%. And Steve, I watch your mock draft, and there's no way you're getting picks at 3 and 4 and getting Daniels at 3 and Harrison Jr. at 4. Hey, so we were just following the Bleacher Report. So in the Vikings community, the Bleacher Report coming out saying that we traded Justin Jefferson to the Arizona Cardinals. It was like a hot topic that happened when that was released. So Viking fans on Twitter were talking about it. And so we just followed what Bleacher Report did with their trade with Cardinals. Because I don't think the Cardinals, it doesn't make sense for them to trade and give up assets for Justin Jefferson, even if he is the best wide receiver in the league, when they can just pick one of the top talents at wide receiver to come out in a long time.
Well,
without giving up any assets.
Right. And why, like, it's not one of those things like people have been hitting on wide receivers constantly over the last 5 years, right? Like wide receivers become one of those positions you draft a ton and a lot of them work out. So yeah, if you're sitting there with an opportunity to get a Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 4 and he's going to be cheap on a rookie deal, like, because if you bring in Justin Jefferson, it's going to be like a deal where like he comes in and you sign him to an extension right away and you're paying him top tier money. So
yeah.
And you want a top tier quarterback and a top tier receiver making that kind of money.
Right. But if that did happen and we did trade JJ for the 4th pick, a first next year and a 3rd the year after that, I think, that could be enough. It's possible that could be enough ammo to move from 11 to 3. So if that first part would happen, I don't think it's crazy to say the second part would be impossible.
No.
So, it wasn't completely crazy, but mostly we're just going off of Bleacher's thing. And that would be like the only scenario, sorry to evil, that I would probably like consider where we were able to get a future, like one of the greatest wide receivers to come into the draft in a long time. And then plus our quarterback of the future. Either way, we need to go get Jaden Daniels if we can.
Yeah, I'm definitely kind of on the Jaden Daniels train, even though I haven't gotten around to watching him yet, but
yeah, dude, he's good. I don't know. I think it's going to be really tough for us to move up. I think the Patriots are going to take him. I think our only, like your scenario, I think it's our best scenario at getting Jaden Daniels. And that's the Bears not grabbing Caleb Williams, trading with the Patriots so they can move up to grab like a Caleb Williams. And then the Bears pick at 3, obviously assuming it's not quarterback. And I can't imagine they would pick Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels feels too much like Justin Fields.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they would pick obviously another player, and then hopefully we'd be able to trade up at 4. That's kind of like what we need to happen, and that's what we did see with the Carolina last year, right? Carolina, were they 2 or 3? I think they're like 2 or 3, and then they traded with, weren't they? Or no, they were lower than that, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember.
Maybe they were a bit lower than that.
6 or something.
Steve, you don't think the Patriots won't take Daniels with Bill Belichick gone? I think anything's
maybe
on
not
the
a
table.
Belichick, but I think with Gerard Mayo there, they might.
Well, and he's the head coach, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely a real possibility. I wouldn't trust Kwesi making the draft picks if we traded JJ.
But here's the thing with that though. It's like at this point, if we're expecting him to draft a quarterback anyway, then it doesn't matter. Like I don't know. I think that's why I think this year's gonna be a big year for Kwesi. It's like I get it. He hasn't proven he can draft yet, but this year is the year we hope that we see it. And if we're expecting him to draft our quarterback, we're gonna have to damn well hope he figured out how to draft and he can evaluate the talent better and take his guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if we did make the trade and he had the draft picks, I would, you have no choice but to quote unquote trust him and just see what he does with them.
Right, exactly. And that's, I mean, to Gary's question here, how much would we spend to comfort? That's why, or actually one more thing, the Jaden Daniels thing, I think, I think there's a real possibility the Patriots would take him if they feel like he's that guy. And to that point, with what Gary's saying here, how much would we spend to move up or comfortable with? If like Jaden Daniels looks like he could definitely be good, but as long as let's say if Kwesi and our front office and KOC, everybody was on it and everybody was really loved Jaden Daniels, which we do know, we've looked deeply into him. And I have actually, no, I don't have it on here, but yeah, we know that we looked really deep into Jaden Daniels and JJ McCarthy throughout the season. So I think if Kwesi likes Jaden Daniels, he's going to really know if he likes him or not. So if he feels really good and he's confident he's the guy, I'd be easily two first round picks for sure. And then probably, I mean, if they really, really felt confident, Caleb Williams, I let them easily trade 3 picks, I think. But for Jaden Daniels, 2 picks and a third or something.
Right, but that's the thing. That's what you would want them to trade. But if we were going to jump up to the top 3 and teams know we are drafting a quarterback, they would demand at least 3.
For sure, Sodak.
There's no chance we'd be getting up there without 3.
For Jaden, yeah, probably not. If they're that convinced that he
knows that you want a quarterback, which is what you would be going for if you traded to 3, I don't think there's any way that team, if the Patriots sat there, they would not be like, no. They would literally take everything they could get because they know you're desperate to get up there and get your guy.
And this is assuming that Jaden Daniels is for sure considered worth that, I guess, because throughout this process, who knows how it goes? Maybe it might get to the point where they're like, hey, we think he's a top 10 pick, but I don't know if we take him at 3rd. If that's the case, that things could be different. But if it's like Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, can't miss prospects by the time draft comes around, yeah, it's going to cost us at least 3 to go up to number 3 to go grab him, I think. Mm-hmm. Who's going to develop Jaden Daniels? Are you talking about from Vikings, like KOC and all them?
Going to have to. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to, if him and
someone, or no matter what, we're grabbing a quarterback and he's going to have to be developed no matter who it is. So I don't care. I ain't worried about any of that. You go grab the quarterback and we'll figure it out after that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what up, Two-Tone, by the way?
How's it going, man?
I told Sarah I can feel it that Daniels would be a Viking and you guys keep JJ as well. Daniels and JJ both from LSU. Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
I would love that. But it sucks that the Patriots are there. They need a quarterback bad. And now, reports coming out that Mac Jones, rubbed teammates wrong way. I guess at Jared Mayo's press conference, he showed up in, workout clothes and stuff. I don't know. And his locker's complete. I don't know. There's no signs pointing at that the Patriots have a quarterback. So they desperately need one. And if people really think Jaden Daniels is that guy, kind of like Anthony Richardson last year, it's hard not to believe that they wouldn't take a shot on him. What up, Bob Swede?
We'll do it. No.
Wentz, Tannehill. There's some guys. Kirk Cousins. Nah, I don't know about that. If the Vikings don't take a top quarterback, get ready for years of irrelevance, likes of which we've never seen. I'm hoping they do, but as far as the top 3 quarterbacks, though, that's again, it's not all. The ball's not in our court. Even if we wanted to give away 5 first-round picks, if the Patriots want a quarterback at 3, we're just screwed. So, and it is what it is. Even though I know Tuivo wanted us,
and then
wanted us to be the number 1 overall pick, but
and then if they it's gonna be, if those top 3 guys are gone and we take a quarterback this draft, man, the discourse is gonna be crazy because someone is gonna be mad about no matter which quarterback we take, even if we do take one of the top 3. There will be a large percentage of the fan group that will be upset with it.
Yeah, and then of course, if we end up taking 1 out of 11 and it isn't one of those top 3. You're going to be mad then too. And then the worst part about it is then there's going to be the people who are mad because we trade down, which I think they'll get over it if we were able to trade down and then we pick a McCarthy or something. Yeah. I think you'd get over it because at that point, I mean, I don't know if you still want a quarterback in the first round. Like, I don't, at this point, it doesn't seem like any of them are worth our 11th pick unless it's one of the top threes. So, who y'all top three?
Uh, I think we're both going to be the same here. Caleb Williams, Drake May, and for me, it's
I
not. For me, it's not even those two. Like I think those two are pretty neck and neck, just because
I don't.
Because I think they have different skill sets, and there's different things with those two that other teams are going to like more than others. So I think those two are at the top, and then Jaden Daniels, as of right now, and I think it's even just fair to say Jaden Daniels is number 3 because with the other ones, you have Penix, who there's way too many questions to put him in the top 3. You have JJ McCarthy, who I personally just don't love at this point yet. I haven't watched enough of him though. Then you have Bo Nix, who there's questions about as well. So I just think those top 2 guys are easily going to be the top 2 guys taken in this draft. And Jaden Daniels, I think, is just that other guy who has too many valuable skill sets, and he's shown it on a consistent basis.
Yeah, dude, he has an arm, bro. He has an arm and a
40
half.
touchdowns, 6 picks, 1,100 yards, double-digit rushing touchdowns. Like you can't deny that he's got all the skills you look for. He doesn't have the injury issues. He doesn't have the age like you have with the Bo Nix and JJ McCarthy. I just think that he's got the winner's mentality, but again, I just haven't seen enough.
So what I would say is I think Caleb Williams is going to go number 1 overall. I think he's the best prospect in here for sure so far. I haven't seen enough. I didn't watch enough Drake May yet. I will. So I think Caleb Williams is above him. I did see some stuff out of Drake May. As far as Drake May and Jaden Daniels, right now I'd probably just say Drake May just because nobody out there is saying that Jaden Daniels is better than Drake May yet. And I haven't done my due diligence on Drake May yet to say that he shouldn't be above Jaden Daniels.
He makes some questionable decisions, but you can't deny the size, the arm, and the fact that he played for
Duke. That's another thing that you have to consider as well. So I don't know. I'll have to look more into him.
He takes way too many unnecessary hits. That's one thing that he's got to clean up to get when he goes pro.
Okay. So I'll look more into him, but I like Daniels a lot. He'd be my easily number 3. As far as JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix, and Penix, I haven't looked enough into them either, but I would say that I'm honestly watching JJ McCarthy. I came out more impressed than I expected because he does. He's out of any of those quarterbacks other than Caleb Williams. Out of any of those, he seems to be the one out of between Jaden Daniels and Drake May who can kind of improvise and escape the pocket and extend the play with his arms. And he does that quite a bit. So I think with him, like he doesn't have the intangibles like these other guys do as far as the massive arm. And he's a good runner. He's not an elite runner like Jaden Daniels or anything, but he can kind of do it all. The thing with him will come down to like, does he have that winner's mentality? He could be that player that comes in and ends up being the best of the class just because he just wins. Like a Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Or even like potentially a Brock Purdy. We'll see how it keeps going here. But that's what I'm saying. So I think JJ McCarthy has like that kind of thing about him, which will be interesting. But otherwise, because I've been impressed enough from what I've seen, but it does also seem like he could come in here and be nothing more than a game management quarterback too. So I don't know. So you got to keep an eye on that. But hey, what up, Northfius?
What's going on?
What up, my guy? What else we got in here? McCarthy hasn't even turned, and he is super young. So I don't know. I'm at the point now where I feel like I'm on team JJ McCarthy if we don't draft one of the top 3s, but I wouldn't want him at 11 right now. But I haven't done, again, I have to look into the other quarterbacks. I have to look into the other quarterbacks. I don't want to go too far ahead here. I'm glad we don't have to get a quarterback. Sorry I had to say it. Hey, we're just glad that the Packers are going to decide to give Jordan Love such a big contract. It's going to be looking like Daniel Jones over there.
Right.
We'll see though. I don't know. He looked good. Jordan Love looked good, but I don't know. One season and you're going to give him that big contract. That could be a ballsy move. We'll see.
Yeah. But he did look pretty good when it mattered for the most part, except for the last throw, of course.
Basketball school, LOL, right? I wonder where Tom Brady came from. Yeah, exactly. And that's the one thing is the people. I mean, there was people inside Michigan who were saying that they think JJ McCarthy's the best quarterback to play for Michigan, which I don't know. I think
his head coach said that when he kind of had to say it.
Yeah. So that's probably what it is, but whatever. Nor's all right. What up? What up? Hey, what up, George Blunt? Let's go. Kirby Joseph has a gift for Kittle and crew. Damn.
Yeah, coming after the memes.
Savage. He's going in there. Brian Callahan is becoming Titans' new head coach. Dude, that'd be interesting. Damn, one day off. Too evil. I need to catch up here. Love is already done with the cheap rookie deal. Yeah, I know. Yep, they're gonna pay him
I'm
big
curious
money.
what that contract's gonna look like.
FTL. And it's gonna look in. Yeah, everybody in here again. At the end of the show, we're giving away the Anthony Edwards rookie card. Hashtag Skull in the comments. Like the video if you haven't already. All that good stuff. But get those hashtag skulls in here.
Absolutely. So we agree, and then Super Bowl matchup. Are we feeling Niners Ravens, just like the colors of the Super Bowl logo showed us?
Say that again.
Niners Ravens Super Bowl.
Obviously can't count the Chiefs out, but I think that's what I'm gonna let that game kind of roll out. How I'm not really rooting for one or the other, I guess. I don't know, slightly Baltimore. I would say probably Delvin Cook being there for Baltimore. I would like to see Delvin Cook get a ring, even if he only plays 2 games. That's what you got.
You definitely see that too. I mean, just the way Patrick.
Got to be the Niners though, for sure.
Yes, got to be Niners. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. With like you said with Mahomes, it's even in his playoffs where you're like, oh, his team's not that great this year, and they were underachieving this year. Like, he does those things that just.
Like, he's one of those guys. That's how you know he's a beat. That's what I was saying earlier. I had the whole thing about the difference between cleaners and closers and all that stuff. And that's how you know Mahomes is a cleaner, is what you'd call him. And it's because, like, it doesn't matter how bad his surrounding cast is. Like, he's like, regardless, like, this was an off season and they easily made it into playoffs. And they still had 11 wins or something like that.
Their division's kind of trash too. I mean, it shouldn't be. Like, yeah, freaking Chargers should not be a 5-win team or something like that.
Yeah. Their division has been pretty ass. But the big thing about him is, like, hey, like, you just don't want him to make playoffs. Like, if he made, like, it's the same thing with LeBron and the Lakers. Like the Lakers could be the worst team, like, barely make, like, even just recently, like, they barely make the play-in game. They end up making it. Like, that's all they need. Once LeBron makes playoffs, you don't know you're not going to count LeBron out.
Well, because they say there are those certain players that when they get to a certain age, and Mahomes can probably be in there, they don't play for the regular season. Like, they're there with the sole purpose of, like, we're going to the playoffs this year, and if we don't, it is like it's disastrous. It's one of those things where it's just like the regular season's whatever, because they know that they're going to end up getting there.
Right.
And it's just like Mahomes has reached that point in his career. Same thing with LeBron. Like, he doesn't give a shit about the regular season anymore. It's like, as long as we make the playoffs, we'll find a way to make a run.
Right.
I think Mahomes is getting himself that too. Like, where now the regular season doesn't matter. It's basically just what they have, like, something you have to go through to get to where you want to go. Which, I mean, it's fair to say about any team, but Mahomes has been such a shoo-in to make the playoffs and win Super Bowls that the regular season is just kind of like tiring to him. Like, I just want to be done with this, get me to the playoffs, and I'll start playing my real ball then.
Right, exactly. And that's the mentality the Vikings have to have. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think they definitely have to have that, where it's not like making the playoffs ain't good enough.
And this season is the off season to do it, because you have no ties to a quarterback, a starting caliber quarterback on your roster. Right. Like, if you want to find the best opportunity to cut the cord and just move on, this is it.
Yeah, dude, exactly. And that's what I think you do. And you have to, and that's like, it's KOC's job in the front office job to get that mentality in there as well. Like, Dan Campbell, you can tell he's kind of pushed it on his players, where I'm guessing, like, it's obvious they weren't just trying to make playoffs. Like, that's the difference. Like, they didn't just want to make playoffs. Well, they legit thought, like, hey, I think we're a Super Bowl winning team. And I think everybody thinks that. Well, but there's other teams that they're just like, hey, if we make playoffs, that's, like, good enough. But with guys like Mahomes, if they miss playoffs, it'd be like the most embarrassing thing in their careers. You know, they don't even think, that's not even not making playoffs ain't even a thought in their brain. They're like, I'm making playoffs. And they're like, I don't, and which means nothing. Like, I'm caring about a ship. Same with the Bills. Like, shit could go down because not even though they make playoffs every year and make it past the first round every year, they're not winning Super Bowls, and that's just not good enough. And that's the mindset you have to have,
Well,
and you have to make changes.
especially with the Bills and the Chiefs are in a totally unique position though, to where they have these quote unquote generational like top five caliber quarterbacks. I mean,
Yeah,
is what it is there. But yeah, I don't know. So it's I think it'll be a fun championship weekend. And here's the thing, like you mentioned with Dan Campbell, it's like he got into the mind of the right player, and that is Jared Goff. Like Jared Goff, when he showed up to the Lions, was like the little kid that was kicked to the side of the street, you know, like on the playground. No one wants to play with him. He's just like, okay, feeling left out. And Dan Campbell took him in, built his confidence back up, and look what it's doing for him. Working absolute wonders. Like pulling him, like that's good coaching.
right, George.
That's good coaching is when you can pull a player literally from like their worst to where like there's no confidence there at all. You're let go by your team, and you just basically were tossed away just to save some money and get some draft pick, like just to save some money and get a different quarterback in there. Like that's coaching. That's true leadership when you can pull a man from that and bring him back up to playing the best ball of his career.
Dude. Yeah.
And that's what we hope, and that's what we all need to hope Kevin O'Connell can be. And we've seen inklings of it, especially during the 13-4 season. We saw a lot of just perseverance and all that type of stuff. We need to see it on a grander scale now. And there's going to be no better way to see how he can do that, because he did that in a way with Kirk. I mean, he got Kirk to have one of the best seasons of football of his career in 2022. 100%. Now we need to see if he can take a rookie quarterback and do that exact same thing. Take a guy, and then you say you're not taking a guy at his lowest of lows, but you're pulling him into the league and you're sculpting him and developing him into a NFL top caliber quarterback.
Yeah,
so this is going to be huge.
And I think it's possible. Like you said, like Kirk's had the best 1 year and 6 games or 8 games, right? 8 games of his NFL career under KOC. And that's why it's like you can't be against, I don't know, I'm not against KOC, because what he's done with Kirk Cousins is impressive. He's made me go from thinking Kirk Cousins absolutely wasn't it to last year, that season when he was coming back in games, to like questioning like maybe Kirk Cousins has it. I never was totally on board. A lot of people were. There was always that doubt in my mind, which I still have today.
Your fault. It was your fault that it was your fault. It was your fault for it happened.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly why. But still, it wasn't like the fact that what KOC came in, because before the last season, I was like completely like Kirk Cousins isn't the guy at all. And I don't see how anybody could argue it. And Cousins did come in and was like, shut up some people for sure. And then obviously even, you know, he has the best 2 games of his entire career right before his injury or whatever. So it is impressive with KOC. And that's why, you know, I know people are saying like, who's going to if we get a rookie quarterback, who's going to what's that word called? Develop them. And it's hard to argue. Like I think KOC has a chance. Like, yeah, maybe KOC isn't good at developing, you know, Josh Dobbs, who's a 6-year veteran coming in on like a 7th team, or, you know, Nick Mullins in a similar situation. And then obviously Jaron Hall is a 5th round rookie. Like, I don't know. Obviously that's way too much on Kirk. That's going to be a big difference compared to having a rookie in. And I think KOC is going to do a good job with a quarterback in there, because he was able to do, he has no choice. But
and him and Kwesi, like they need to, and they put this in a spot. You need to identify your guy, and you need to just go get him. And it'll be interesting to see if they're able to pull it off.
If Kurt was any worse of a quarterback, he'd be playing tennis. Dude, pickleball's the best. What are you talking about, dude?
We're actually going to our work party is at a pickleball court.
Place? Oh, have you played it yet?
Uh-uh.
Oh, dude, it's fun. My wife, me and my wife have gotten into it, and it's kind of like, it's like we found like, because like I like basketball, I like all sports, basketball and stuff, and she's like, she don't really care about that, but we found like something that she likes that's a sport. So now we can go and just do that all the time. So it's kind of, pickleball is fun as hell. It's fun. I mean, it's ping pong and tennis combined, whatever. It's fun. I like it a lot. To the point, like when we get an apartment, when we move to North Carolina next, assuming we do we literally looked at an apartment place that has a pickleball court on there just for that.
Pickleball is huge right now. Like George,
dude, it's fun.
It's on the come up, that's for sure.
Dude, it's because it's fun. It's easy, and you don't have to run that much either. So it's kind of like, it's literally a sport where you could have beers and stuff and play it. Like it's I don't know. It's fun. You'll like it a lot, I think.
Like
It's hard at first. It's going to take a minute to get used to, but it's fun.
I'm a big ping pong fan, so
Yeah, if you like ping pong, you'll for sure like this. And ping pong's fun, but obviously ping pong it's not like a sport.
right.
I mean, some people are, the dancers out there will argue that.
Right.
No running, perfect for Kirk. Sounds like Kirk's game.
Original.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we'll see overall. I mean, obviously, if we get a quarterback, hopefully that can happen, but I'm hoping we do. And I feel confident that we'll be able to do that. But the biggest thing again is like making sure that's KOC's job though, is making sure like this team knows it's a Super Bowl winning, like they know like they're a good team.
Well, and part of the hiring process with Kevin O'Connell had to have been a question about, or there had to have been discourse about how he would handle developing the future franchise quarterback, because they had to have, like the Wilfs when they hired these two had to have known this was coming. Like, Kwesi, what are you going to do to draft him? Kevin, how are you going to develop him? Like those conversations had to have happened.
Yeah, dude, 100. Oh, dude, yeah, because it's going to happen. I bet you KOC and Kwesi both want to grab a quarterback bad, regardless of how they feel about Kirk Cousins. Grabbing a quarterback is, I think, a higher priority in both their minds for sure. Like a quarterback of the future that KOC gets to help choose, and Kwesi also obviously helps make that decision. And then, of course, I do think they both would like to have Kirk back, but they're going to go with their priority more, which is probably grabbing one of those quarterbacks and, keeping Kirk Cousins' contract low enough to make it worth it. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens with that. Gary JG, now that you figured pickleball games, give me my new niece or nephew, damn it. Hey, we might be working on it soon, Gary. Might be working on it soon. We'll find out. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I'm just excited. Obviously, we still have a couple weeks left here of the regular season, but I'm excited for this offseason, and I just feel confident we're going to grab a quarterback. And my prediction too is that if we do have a chance at Jaden Daniels, we'll see how I have to see how the combine goes, but I do think if like Jaden Daniels is our guy, I do think that trade up's going to happen before the draft. So I do think like if we go in the draft and we're picking at 11, unless Jaden Daniels stocks dropped, I don't think we're getting him there. So that's kind of how I feel. Like you're going to be trying to move up before the draft, I think, because you're not sitting at 3 is a good situation because no matter what, you'll take any of the quarterbacks who land there.
Unless something really goes wrong with one of those top 3, but you just don't think that, like, I can argue like Caleb Williams, Drake May, those two are going 1-2 no matter what. Like, I don't see a scenario in which those two fall out of those 2 spots.
Trading up with the Patriots, it'd be our best option. There's 3. I mean, the Bears could get a quarterback. If they don't, they'll trade to someone that does. Washington needs a quarterback. Patriots definitely need a quarterback. And number 4 with the Cardinals would be like the first team that doesn't. So, and I don't like, there's people who think that the Patriots, like they think the Raiders, I think SK is saying like the Raiders are going to go get them or whatever. But I think that Kwesi is going to be I think he's going to go into this draft the most desperate GM in the league to go grab a quarterback. So I do think
that's not a spot you want to be.
It might not be. It might not be. But if the rumors are true about Anthony Richardson last year and you missed out on that, you're going in this draft doing whatever you can do to get your guy. So I think if a team trades up, if Patriots are willing to let 3 go and Jaden Daniels is our guy, I think we're the team to do it this year. I don't think you're going to see Oakland do it unless we don't like Jaden Daniels. I don't think you're going to see Atlanta do it since Kirk Cousins is going to be playing there.
It definitely makes sense for Vegas though, because like they're at the point, like, if you're Antonio Pierce, you got your opportunity, right? You're interim coach, you worked your way up to head coach. Like you think you're just going to be like, let's just go all in, let's go get our quarterback, and let's move on from there. So I could see them being aggressive.
That's the thing, Steve, is they don't have Bill Belichick anymore.
Yeah, like because McCarthy just fits like that Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
type.
He does. That's what I would have said if Bill Belichick was there. But it's a whole different ball game. I don't know, unless Kraft is running the show, but you know it was Belly making all the decisions 100%. If any coach in the NFL was making most of the decision, it was Belly. And this isn't the same situation now.
Well, and the Mac Jones deal too was because he had a good relationship with Nick Saban, so he was able to get some inside information.
Yeah, which
was
bad advice.
Right.
That's the thing is that's what I would have said too, Steve. But I hope so. I hope you're right. I hope it doesn't matter.
But I guess I'm curious about
why
it doesn't matter though.
So
why won't they take Jaden Daniels?
I don't see a reason why.
I'm curious about why you think that they wouldn't.
Like obviously you had Tom Brady, but you just went with Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones. That did not work out, and then you fired Bill Belichick. If that's anything to me, that sounds like you want something different.
The Patriot way is
We'll see. Hey, I'm hoping so, Steve. I'm hoping.
It was the Patriot way. Now it's a new way. New head
definitely
coach.
could. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't even know. Is it the Patriot way or is it the Bill Belichick way? It's the Bill Belichick way more than it's the Patriots way, I think.
I mean, if Robert Kraft, he'd have no quarterback at all.
Yeah, Robert Kraft. He obviously is too busy doing other things to be worrying about who they're drafting or which quarterbacks they want.
Visiting islands, making cheese. I don't know what he's doing.
Whatever he's up to. But he's up to something. He's up to no good, that's for sure. He's definitely not trying to figure out who's their quarterback of the future. No,
he hires people for that.
Yeah.
He hires people to do other things too.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, let's do this giveaway. I know Gary said mock draft. How are you feeling on that, Casey? I mean, we could do a real quick one.
Fire it up. Why not?
Sure, why not? Let me get. You know what? We're gonna run the. Actually, I'm just gonna bring this up at least. We're running anybody in here. Only 5 entries. 15 people in here. There's only 5 entries. I'll give it away anyways because we're giving away. Let me get this one up. We're gonna give away. I know it's not a Viking card, so I guess it is only for Timberwolves fans, but it is. This card's gonna be worth crazy money someday. The future of the NBA, Anthony Edwards rookie card. I'll run it no matter what, but get those hashtag skulls in. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Anthony Edwards rookie card, future of the NBA. Get those in. We'll run it in a bit here. Yeah.
Hey, if we can't jump and get quarterback, you got to get D-line to make sure. This I'd be 100% cool with.
I'm with you on that, Norris.
Like if you can get Murphy, Jenkins, Sweat, one of those, or the Newton kid from Iowa, if you can get one of those guys in the first round and then jump back up to 32 or top of the second and snag McCarthy there. Like if you don't get one of the top 3, the rest of them I'd be fine with late first at the earliest and then second round as well.
I'm kind of with you on that too. No, I'm just gonna run. I was gonna run it after the mock, but let's run it now, just so any other last ones who haven't done it yet, they can do it now. Otherwise, I kind of would like to keep the number low for our guys who are always in here. So I'm gonna run this actually right away as soon as I bring the screen up. Oops. All right, we're up to 8 here. All right, here we go. Anthony Edwards rookie card. Let me get. Oh wait. Never mind. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Boom. Who we got? Got to be here to win. Everybody knows. Anthony Edwards, future of the NBA. Norse, let's go. Right. Let's go. Skull Mafia, you just missed it, my guy. I think, AJ, you already put one in, right? Norse, you got the W. Norse fans, have you won before?
If you haven't, you got to hit us up.
Norris, let us know if you've won before. I mean, assuming you're still in here. You're the last hashtag skull.
There he is.
Okay. Here, just hit us up on our email. I'm dropping it in here right now. And just so I can get a good address to send the card to. Berserk Vikes fans care more about the Packers losing than the Vikes winning.
Not more, but it's equal.
I know. It's equal, yeah.
You're not in it. You're not in it.
It's a little bit more special when said Packers team's quarterback throws one of the worst interceptions of the entire season. Yeah. It makes it a little bit better when Jordan Love throws across his body to throw to a receiver who's covered by 3 guys from the other team, on the final drive to try to win the game.
It's because it's one of those things.
Hey.
Like if you're out somewhere and and you don't have any beer and someone hands you a warm one, it's not great, but it's still beer at the end of the day, right?
Hey, Berserk first, which is my cousin Garrett, by the way, Packer fan, obviously. So for Packer fans that don't care about the Vikings, we got 2 of them in. We have 18 people in here, and at least 2 of them are Packer fans. So they care a little bit. They care a little. My guy Steve, though, he's the coolest Packer fan I've ever met. Garrett, you didn't even make the top 5. Anyways, yeah. Northvius, go just email us on there and give us the best address so I can send that Anthony Edwards rookie card too. I love GG Sports Podcast. Let's go. Anyone knows what is up with Justin's podcast with Purple? What's up with it? Purple or you're talking about Purple or I can't. Yeah, Justin Day. Purple. I can't think of Purple and Gold for Days, right?
No.
Yeah. No. Purple and Gold for Days.
There you go.
There it is. God, I get that mixed up with Purple and Gold Media sometimes. Love you too, man. Love you too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Northvius. Yep, and everybody. I don't know if Zoe, are you still in here? It's Zoe's Zoin's birthday today. Happy birthday, dude. He's going live. Actually, he's probably going live right now. So after we do this mock draft, you all have to go and find Zoe and go to his podcast. And then I know Rappin' Purple Pocket Podcast is going live tonight at 9 Eastern as well. So you have to do that too. But hey, we're gonna do one quick do you want to run it?
Sure.
You're the honorary. Since Casey doesn't like the way I run my PFF mock drafts, I'll let him do it. But definitely anybody who's not subscribed to In the Zone podcast, you guys should go do that and go. He's live right now. I mean, if you want to go there now, you can. But, we'll run through this mock quick, though. We'll run through this mock quick.
All right. So what are we doing? Here.
Should we just stick in pit? Should we just stick at 11 and
we doing 3 round, 2 round, 3?
Let's do 3.
We'll see how it plays out. Maybe we'll go a little slower, like here. All right. Starter up. Williams, Drake May. Do you want to try to jump up with the Patriots to get Jaden Daniels, or do you want to let it roll and see what happens?
What does the chat think? Do we trade up for Jaden Daniels, or do we stick and pick?
Hey, what's going on, Dylan?
Hey, what up, Dylan? You just missed me giving away Anthony Edwards rookie card, Dylan. Yeah, I just gave away the Anthony Edwards rookie card. That's your boy.
2 evil, round 2 matters, or round 3 matters if we trade back.
Yeah, that's the only thing. 2 evil's like, no, you're not trading back. So what we got here? What do everybody think? Should we trade up or should we sit? Get him this time? Get Jaden Daniels this time? Let's do it.
So to get up to 3, what's it going to cost? Probably 11.
Yep.
Probably that. 47. Yep. Okay. What else are we thinking?
Offer it.
Offer it. No, didn't think so. Okay. Maybe, I mean, you're probably going to have to toss in.
Not this year. We want that.
I mean, there we go.
No. Give him round 3. Give him round 4. We're getting the best deal here. There we go. If he doesn't do this, we'll just stick with 3. There we go. All right. This is a real scenario that I think would probably happen, potentially. But we're grabbing Jaden Daniels at 3.
And now we just sit till the second round and don't have a 3rd round pick. But hey, it is what it is.
Trade JJ to the Bears. Fuck it. Oh, that'd be wild.
So once we get to the end of the first, I do want to see how this first round shook out. Yeah, it would have been interesting if we did just stick there to see where Daniels would have actually ended up.
Yeah, I think we could have probably waited.
I would hate to see the Gopher go to
Kool-Aid McKinstry going down at 31.
I've seen him falling in a lot of like Daniel Jeremiah.
I would trade up. I would trade up for him.
Daniel Jeremiah did a mock draft. He was like, he picked like he was like right here. He's like the 4th corner taken.
Oh, dang.
Let's see
Crazy.
what happened after us. Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, Fashanu, Romo Dunze. Dude, Romo
Penix.
Dunze and DeAndre Hopkins with Tyjae Spears in Tennessee. Could be kind of
Yeah.
fun. Joe Alt, Cooper DeJean going 9. Brock Bowers going to the Jets. Dallas Turner. Michael Penix going 12 to Denver. Interesting.
North Swan Dylan.
Zeron Newton going 15 for a defensive tackle off the board. Jared Verse going to the Bengals. Bo Nix going to the Rams. That's interesting. I feel like he'd be a really good Matthew Stafford understudy, but by the time he starts, he's going to be like 30.
Right. Penix was
Latu.
a good one that you
I know
mentioned.
a lot of people are high on him.
Yeah.
Troy Franklin. Braylon Trice.
So McCarthy's still out there.
Brian Thomas. Jordan Morgan.
Go look at the quarterbacks or go look at who's available right now. Can you do that right now?
I don't
think you can. Unless we're picking, huh?
So I'm feeling, as we've seen, I'm feeling D tackle because I think they're all going to be available here. So actually, this might be a prime trade down opportunity.
Yeah.
If you're looking at defensive interior, yes. No trades though. Nobody wants to come up.
We can force it. Let's go. Why? Because should we go after Sweat again?
I mean, I'd be fine with sticking and picking Murphy here.
Can we?
I mean, it's tough if nobody wants to come up and trade with you.
Here, let's just try it. Go to pick 59. Who's got pick 59?
Houston.
Where's the Lions pick?
The Lions are. Where are they? Oh, here they are. Pick 62.
All right, go pick 60. All right.
I just don't know if all those defensive interior guys are going to drop that low.
They're going to. Click 60. Click 99. I want 99. And then, wait, what are we giving them?
We'd have to give up 42.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, what's going on here? Why is this so easy? All right, go to 61.
This does seem like some pretty good value they'd be getting there.
Yeah, go to 61. All right, no. Go to 50. Go to 59 again. There we go. That's just what we like. Oh yeah, try that and go 85. For oof. The Vikings already have the limit on Byron Murphy's. Byron Murphy's beast, man.
Like I'm almost just fine with grabbing Byron Murphy here. The third round is pointless, but
I know. I wanted to see if there's a team we can trade that has 2 third-round picks. I mean, the Lions do. Go to the Lions.
Yeah, I just don't. I feel like if you drop that far back, though, you're gonna miss out.
We're not. Just trust me.
Yeah, get our own pick back.
Yep. Now put 93 in there. And give them 108. Offer it. Oh, there we go.
Byron Murphy.
Here it is. Come on, Sweat.
JJ McCarthy, Tyler Guyton. Chris
Jenkins. There's Chris Jenkins. Uh-oh.
We'll see if it worked. You did this to me before. We missed out on
it.
To the Packers of all teams.
Damn, did not work out again. Hey, Wingo. Hey, we got a guy here.
Well, I mean,
click on his name real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know much about him. All right, look at his size.
12 hurries. He's all
right.
Great.
Not great.
295, not as big as I'd like.
Yeah.
But what else we got at defensive? Let's see what we got. Corner, anything. And I don't know a lot of these names, so if anybody else does, yeah, of course, we freaking just trade back. T'Vondre Sweat goes to the Packers. Thanks, Jamie.
Hey, we picked up 2 third-round picks. Picking up 2 third-round picks? That ain't bad.
What are we thinking here? Again, I don't know enough of these probably like late second round guys.
Just go with a defensive interior. We'll just go with that. Yeah, just draft them.
We're showing how much we know here. All right, let's rock it.
Yeah, sometimes you got to take a chance. 2 third-round picks. We're filling up. We're not one defensive player away. We are multiple.
Like I watched One Bar and Lupagus do a mock draft, and they straight up went. He went 3 defensive interior linemen in a row.
Hey, we could do that again. Who's that? Go click on that Rook.
Rook Ororo.
See his size. 300s. Fuck.
6'4", 295, 5 sacks.
He's big.
I'm kind of like him.
I was hoping there's a corner there.
Is there another edge guy that we like here? Probably not at this point.
What's our trade looking like?
Washington at pick 100.
No.
I mean, if we're feeling it, we could go defensive interior here. Then I honestly wouldn't mind with our next pick. We have one more, right? Grabbing a linebacker because we are kind of weak depth wise at linebacker.
Well, we mostly need an outside linebacker, which would be like a defensive end.
Do we need more depth? No, we need depth at linebacker.
I guess we have Jordan Hicks.
Troy, and we have obviously Evan Pace, but Troy Dye is a free agent.
And then Brian Asamoah, who didn't step up. Let's do it. Let's go.
I say we grab this guy because he's huge.
Let's do it.
Not huge, but I like him there. Tyree Jackson, good corner. Okay, if he's there at our next pick. We're back up again. Let's see if the guy Tyree Jackson, is that who that's who AJ likes. Probably a little bit early based on what they have here. They have him 106.
Jerry and Jones looks to be solid. Click on their name. Click on Jerry and Jones' name real quick. Ooh.
3 picks.
Ooh, this guy. Ooh, 0 touchdowns.
6 foot, little on the shorter side, but
not bad. Not bad. No. 6 foot for a corner.
What was Kyrie Jackson at?
80.
6'3", 195.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking Jerry and Jones.
Oh yeah.
Mostly just because he's rated higher.
Then what are we looking at linebacker here? Is there anything? Nah, we'd be overdrafting by quite a bit.
Yeah. Let's go with one of those corners.
What is this guy? 6'1", 184. Now, which one are you thinking? Jerry and Jones or Kyrie Jackson?
It's the size for Jackson for him.
6'3" is good size. We don't have anybody like that right now.
No, we don't. Well, how tall is Caleb Evans? He's kind of tall.
I mean, soured his feelings on the fan base end of the season, I think.
Let's do it. Let's go with AJ's guy.
All right, let's do it. We'll take him. Probably going to get slammed by PFF on the grade for that one, but
hey, we got a good trade in there. Two of them.
And we only let Jamie, and all those trades did was let Detroit get Byron Murphy and let Green Bay get Devondre Sharp. But outside of that, your trade is awesome.
Dude, look at that. Yeah, look at that one. That second was B. A draft, easy.
Yeah,
easy.
I mean, at the end of the day, Detroit got up, took a defensive tackle we wanted. Green Bay, at their pick, took a defensive tackle we wanted. We still took 2 more that are solid where we got them.
I feel that, Gary.
Yeah, same. So, not bad. Not bad. I mean,
season's not over yet. We're good.
If this happened, I would not be upset. I mean, you get your quarterback of the future.
People likes it. Okay.
All you have to do is give up. I mean, you give up 2 first-round picks, but if you have your quarterback, it is what it is. And then being able to get 2 guys on defensive interior where we need a lot of help.
Yeah, we lose Sweat, but we get 2 defensive interior guys.
And then adding a 6'3" guy to the cornerback room.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. So, not bad.
Let's go. It wasn't bad. Without having a single third-round pick, and we ended up with 2. You know?
And he's got 2 defensive interiors?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Back Michigan. Yeah, he's pretty good. I'd be solid for.
Yeah, who's someone in here keeps talking about him.
Mm-hmm. Or I know another name kind of later on in the draft because of the injuries he had at the end of the year was that Johnson from Washington.
Yeah,
they were talking. They were high on him in the national title game. Just
yeah. He's just
kind of
and he had like an injury or whatever in that
I
game.
think.
Yeah, but yeah. Anything else?
No, I think we covered everything. So,
all right, everybody.
Thanks so much for hopping in. We won't have a show on Wednesday. Dave is on vacation, so we're just gonna work on some of our own stuff on Wednesday. But we will be back next Monday, breaking down conference title games, talk about the Super Bowl matchup. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So, and then a couple weeks after that, we hop fully on into off-season content, and it'll be a lot of fun. So, thanks everybody for hopping in, and we will see you guys next time.
Skol Vikes.